Do you constantly feel like you work hard for 10 hours, but only achieve the results of 6, experiencing a severe and frustrating drop in overall efficiency? The fundamental problem in modern professional productivity is not a lack of time, but invisible cognitive energy leaks that silently sabotage your career potential every single day. The concept of the energy audit is a structured methodology adapted from the industrial sector, now applied directly to managing your biological and mental resources effectively. Research clearly shows that identifying and systematically sealing these debilitating energy leaks can boost your output by up to 40%, while drastically reducing the risk of career-ending burnout. We all inherently possess a limited amount of daily mental energy, and managing this resource wisely is far more critical than simply managing a rigid calendar schedule. Where exactly are the 3 most common categories of hidden energy leaks consistently found in today's busy professionals? I will be dissecting these specific categories of energy depletion in the middle section of this comprehensive video. I personally experienced a time when I constantly felt exhausted after my workday, despite only performing standardized tasks without any significant difficulty, which was genuinely confusing. I used to wrongly blame myself for being unmotivated, but later realized my energy was being secretly stolen by non-essential tasks and draining interactions on a relentless daily basis. Perhaps you recognize this exact heavy burden, where small, disorganized tasks feel like they are consuming massive amounts of critical mental bandwidth every single day. Implementing the rigorous energy audit methodology allowed me to quantitatively see precisely where my focus and positive mood were actually leaking throughout the week. The audit proves that peak performance is not dependent on the specific number of hours you spend in the office, but directly on the quality of energy you bring to every specific task you undertake. Let us begin this crucial diagnostic process together immediately to identify the root causes of your persistent chronic fatigue. The first and most fundamental category of energy depletion is physical leaks, which stems from failing to manage your basic biological foundation effectively. This crucial category includes chronic sleep debt, which measurably lowers your cognitive processing speed, making every critical decision feel far more difficult than necessary. Leaks also occur due to poor nutritional choices, like high sugar consumption leading to sudden midday energy crashes that completely ruin your focus when you need it most. Furthermore, ignoring micro breaks, short 5-10 minute rests every hour, is a massive drain because your brain accumulates metabolic byproducts, adenosine, that desperately require regular clearance. Research clearly demonstrates that professionals who consistently neglect these fundamental physical needs experience significantly higher levels of burnout and are more susceptible to illness. We must prioritize our body as our main energy factory, recognizing that physical leaks must be sealed first for any sustainable results. The second category of energy depletion, and often the most silently damaging, is emotional leaks, typically triggered by toxic interactions and destructive internal conflicts. This includes engaging in toxic work relationships, where interacting with chronically complaining or judgmental colleagues immediately drains your mood and focus significantly. Leaks also occur from excessive self-criticism, the inner critic, which triggers an automatic stress response, cortisol release, even without any real external threat being present. The critical lack of clear boundaries is another huge emotional leak, where you constantly say yes to requests that fundamentally misalign with your core priorities and personal values. Neuroscience confirms that sustained emotional stress consumes cognitive resources as intensely as deep analytical work, leaving you completely exhausted before you start your important tasks. Identifying and consciously severing these draining relationships or negative thought patterns is a critical step toward energy recovery. The third category of depletion is mental leaks, which originate from poor cognitive habits and disorganized personal systems that are frequently overlooked during auditing. Chronic multitasking is arguably the biggest leak, as your brain expends massive amounts of energy every time it switches context between tasks, severely damaging deep focus ability. Open loops, which are unfinished tasks or unrecorded promises, continuously burden your working memory in the background, consuming processing power constantly. Unstructured or unnecessary meetings are also profound mental leaks that absorb valuable time and focus without providing significant reciprocal value or clear outcomes. Studies suggest that systematically clearing both digital and physical clutter can directly reduce unnecessary cognitive load and measurably improve your overall mental clarity. Auditing your mental system means intentionally creating passive structures that fully support your focus instead of fighting it all the time. The premier solution for sealing mental and physical energy leaks is strictly implementing ultradian rhythm management, the natural 90/20-minute work-rest cycle. This ultradian rhythm represents the brain's natural energy cycle, where peak focus can only be sustained for about 90 to 120 minutes before mandatory recovery is required immediately. By segmenting work into 90-minute intensive blocks followed by a necessary 20-minute device-free break, you ensure the regular adenosine clearance, metabolic waste, from your brain. Adherence to this strict rhythm prevents sudden energy dips and maximizes your deep work efficiency, directly reversing the negative effects of continuous cognitive load. Consistency in this work-rest cycle effectively trains your brain to associate intense work with guaranteed recovery, significantly boosting your overall neurological resilience. This specific solution is a simple yet profoundly effective act of biological re-engineering for sustained productivity. The repair for emotional leaks requires establishing non-negotiable boundaries within your work environment and personal life, primarily to protect your finite mental resources. This involves consciously saying no to commitments that fundamentally misalign with your core goals, stopping the self-sabotaging habit of trying to please everyone. Boundaries must also be applied strictly to technology, such as setting specific hours for email checking or completely silencing social media notifications during deep focus blocks. Research on boundary setting reveals that individuals who successfully implement these protocols experience far lower stress levels and significantly higher rates of job satisfaction. Maintaining these essential boundaries is an act of crucial self-respect that directly communicates your professional value to colleagues and management effectively. Protecting your emotional energy is equally critical as protecting your time, recognizing both as limited resources. To permanently seal mental leaks, you must adopt a mandatory open-loop clearance ritual performed strictly at the end of every workday. This powerful ritual involves rapidly recording every single unfinished promise, idea, or task from your volatile memory into a single external, reliable storage location, like a digital task manager or a physical journal. This crucial action neurologically frees your brain's working memory from the immense burden of maintaining unnecessary task information in the background. Productivity experts strongly recommend performing this specific ritual 10-15 minutes before officially signing off, ensuring your brain can fully transition into restorative recovery mode for the evening. Implementing this simple ritual successfully transforms your brain from a stressed storage unit into an efficient and calm processor of information. This proactive habit effectively minimizes the destructive context switching cost and drastically improves the quality of your nightly sleep. In conclusion, the energy audit provides the critical diagnostic tool, revealing that your persistent struggle against fatigue stems from hidden, physical, emotional, and mental leaks. The conflict within your career is not a lack of time, but the critical depletion of cognitive resources caused by poor habits and a profound lack of necessary boundaries. The scientific solution requires the disciplined application of the ultradian rhythm, the establishment of strong boundaries, and the essential daily open-loop clearance ritual. Scientific evidence confirms that intentional energy management is the single biggest predictor of peak performance and the only way to prevent burnout in the long term. Analyzing your daily habits through this objective energy lens provides you with complete control over your mood and professional output. Imagine your cognitive energy as the fuel tank of a high-performance sports car. Leaks occur through tiny holes, multitasking, unnecessary friction, toxic relationships, and poor fuel quality, sugar crashes. Your essential role now is to become the responsible engineer, systematically finding and aggressively repairing every single leak that damages your engine's performance potential. The necessary mindset shift from spending time to protecting energy will instantly increase the true value of every hour you consciously invest. This represents the single largest investment in your professional career health, ensuring that your work becomes fundamentally smart, not merely hard. Protecting your internal energy reserves is the most strategic act of self-respect you can undertake in any demanding work environment. Now is the pivotal time to take decisive action. Commit to auditing your own habits honestly for one full week to precisely map your personal energy leaks. Challenge yourself to implement one simple repair immediately. For example, strictly turning off all notifications outside your 90-minute focus block and actively observe the profound changes that follow. Remember this critical truth: the energy you intentionally conserve is the potential you successfully create. It is not something that will magically return simply because the weekend arrives. Use this crucial energy audit science to transform your days of constant struggle into manageable cycles of well-regulated, highly satisfying performance. Challenge yourself to rigorously apply one of the 3 core repair strategies: fix sleep, set boundaries, or stop multitasking, starting today, and witness the power of conscious energy control. If this science-backed energy audit guide has fully opened your eyes to your hidden professional potential, please show your deep commitment by immediately hitting the like button. Subscribe and widely share this essential video so that more professionals fully understand that the true secret to maximum performance is managing cognitive energy, not simply counting hours.